from uh, Cozumel, Mexico. We do have an excursion this morning, kind of mid-afternoon, 11 o'clock. We're going to go snorkeling, and we'll have to see how that goes. My camera's already fogging up, so I'm going to go take a shower, and then we will get on ready. So we're going to try to go to breakfast at 1923 this morning. I look bad, but it's fine. I was going to try to take a shower and since the spa, but our clocks on our phone were incorrectly marked.
We have them on airplane mode, and the ship's Wi-Fi doesn't correct the time. So, according to what we have, it's 8:53. According to the actual time zone we're in, it's 7:53. So,
So we're a whole hour behind. We're in our time zone.
yeah, we are back in Central Time Zone. Mexico, for the most part, or at least this part of Mexico.
So we missed on that, but at least we had the time. We took that time to our advantage and got a lot of shots of the atrium with like nobody in it. So
Yeah, I
might
can't
as
say
well.
the same now.
Yeah, it's getting pretty packed now since dinner, or I'm sorry, lunch,
Breakfast.
breakfast. I can't function today apparently. Is
Open.
now open, so we're gonna go in there and have breakfast and hopefully be better for me. So we just ordered breakfast. Um, we both got Goofy's get up and go because we're like, I don't want a pancake.
It's a little early, and while I am hungry, I can't eat much in the morning usually, so
Yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
like a
be
little too
pounding
much.
apple juice like a fiend though, because they serve really good apple juice.
Yeah, and we have we're getting off the ship today for an actual excursion. We're going to do a scuba diving thing. I hope that I can record it. We'll see what happens to be continued on that. I don't know for sure, but I will try to get a picture at the very least of us in our helmet and stuff. So it's gonna be really cool. I think you're gonna really like it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. You basically get to walk around on like a seafloor and look at the scenery all around you.
And of course, interact with the wildlife, assuming that they want to interact with you.
Little context here: he graduated with marine biology.
Yes,
So.
I have a degree in marine biology.
Oh, it's all good.
Nice, come on.
Thank you. Everyone's so nice on the ship.
I've missed this. I've really missed this.
Morning.
Morning. Let's get it.
Thank
Orange
you.
juice, apple juice.
Oh,
I put some soda inside. No, it's not true. That's okay.
Yes.
Coffee?
Oh, I'm good. Yeah.
No coffee?
No coffee for me.
Oh, you was orange juice. I'll be back. Okay. I didn't see you before, so. But in 2 minutes I'll be back with the orange juice. Okay.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Would you like cream?
No, I
For coffee? No.
Nope. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think he made his
Stuff
disappear.
has holes.
I think the glass was broken.
Thank you so
Okay. I'm going to the kitchen to pick up two more for you. Double.
much. Yeah, exactly. He literally finished his apple juice. Made it disappear in front of our waiters. So I haven't even barely touched my orange juice. So.
Are on deck 14 forward. This is the forwardmost part of the ship, the highest part of the ship, and we're just going to go down some. See what we have to see on each floor. Already I can see for the picture in front of us, we have the sand people and some banthas, stylized. Banthas are usually a little bit less trimmed than that, a lot more hairy. The hair goes down further. Based off of what I'm seeing, I know the Tusken Raiders don't leave their home planet, so that's going to be Tatooine here. But I don't know which city this is going to be because this doesn't look like Mos Eisley or Mos Espa. I know there are 3 major cities, so maybe this is one of those. Because this also doesn't look like Jabba's palace. But still, interesting. Coming down here to deck 13, we have Simba on the rug, which is really cool. I love that. Really reminiscent of the Sarabi area that's on deck 5. We have some more artwork over here of the Lion King. We've got Pride Rock, Zazu, and all the animals going to Pride Rock to see. Looks like, I don't know if that's Mufasa or Simba. Well, this over here is Zazu greeting the king. So I'm gonna assume this is Simba. So maybe that's all the animals coming back to Pride Rock after the events of the Lion King. Going down to the next level, we have, of course, Hakuna Matata. And you know what? This is really fitting because when you're on a cruise, you should have no worries. Lots of really neat animals around, some birds in flight, some sparkling lightning bugs. And look at that, just look at that grin. He's feeling that Hakuna Matata. Coming down some more. We are now on deck 12, and this has some ratatouille. So you have Remy in the kitchen, where he's most at home. And then there's Remy and Emile looking out over the great city of Paris with the iconic Eiffel Tower. One thing I do want to note about the treasure is there's a lot more representation of Luca, which I'm here for because I feel like Luca gets forgotten very easily, and you can see that here. And of course, here we have more from Luca. You can see they're splashing, enjoying each other's company in the sea. And here we have Luca being a shepherd of the fish by the light of some jellyfish. Oh man, look at that. Not only did they go ahead and put some stuff on their doors, they hung some. That's really cool. That is super cool. Up next, we have Toy Story. This is really cool. It goes through the story. You have Andy and Woody when he first got Woody. Woody and Buzz meeting. All of the toys together. And then now you have Jesse in the picture as well. And then there's where Andy hands off all of his favorite toys and goes off to college and becomes an adult. And then Woody and Buzz watching him just drive away into the sunset. All right. And then we have Dory listening to the turtle's tale. Or no, this is when they were writing the Australian currents, and Marlin was telling his story to all the turtles and Dory. And then here we have concept art for Nemo. This coral looks like a glove. As we're moving onward, here's some footage from Onward, or some concept art, I should say, some pictures. I think the biggest lesson I got from this movie is always keep your dad on a leash. I think that's definitely the story here. Keep your dad on a leash. You know, those dads are wild and they're gonna go and do what they want to do. Here on the floor we have butterflies. This makes me think of Encanto. And yes, here we have Casita. Ooh, 100 Acre Woods with Winnie the Pooh and Christopher Robin. Oh, and there's that Pooh Bear getting caught in Rabbit's house. Oh, bother. Slurp that honey. That's one happy Pooh Bear right there. Look at all that honey. We are now on deck 8. And here we have, looks like a camping trip. Which one is this? I'm not familiar with this one, guys. I'm familiar with almost every Disney, but I'm not familiar with this one. Unless this is a stylized... No, this is a really stylized version from Up, isn't it? That's Carl and Ellie. Yeah, that's what it is. Carl and Ellie. We go down again. Oh, and here's another underappreciated one. Bug's Life. And you know, while it may be tough to be a bug, it is really easy to see why this is some of the favorite of some of the people. The lives of insects can be really cool, and you have such different species and such different variety here. It's where all the diamonds in the rough are. Here we have Pocahontas. You never know what could be waiting just around the river bend. And now the ship is playing Tarzan, and I'm very excited about it. This is Two Worlds, One Family. Phil Collins did not have to go that hard for us, but he did that for us, and I'm super appreciative. Here we have some concept art from WALL-E. I love the glow on this plant. I don't know if the camera is going to capture it properly, but I love it. Good morning. Here's Agrabah. We have all of these wonderful birds from the Enchanted Tiki Room with some of the original audio animatronics. One of Walt Disney's prides and joys. This is from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Here's Moana. Now, what's really cool about this is it's not just a painting or a portrait. It actually is some nice fake moss and everything that goes into this. And so they have all of this. You get really up close on it. You can see all of the, different parts of it, but then you don't see the full picture until you back all the way out.
That's what I came for.
So resuming our tour, we're now on deck 4, and this is the Peter Pan right here with the kids. And then we'll go down here, and there's a giant mural from Aladdin with Genie, magic carpet, and this is in the Cave of Wonders, actually. One thing that I've always thought was interesting is this is supposed to be Agrabah, which is supposed to be, well, in the desert of Agrabah, which is supposed to be in the Middle East, but some of the motifs seem pretty Egyptian, and I just always thought that was really interesting. But overall, really nice. You've got really good detail on the lamp, on the magic carpet, Aladdin and Abu, and of course, the wonderful genie of the lamp. We're staying with the Aladdin theming. Going down to deck 2. Ooh, some Jasmine. But more of a live action style Jasmine. More of a realistic. And there's a lamp, but I don't know if it's the lamp. Ah, this is Indiana Jones. You wouldn't normally see Indiana Jones on here. And what's really interesting is if you read it here, he pulls out the bag and he starts filling it with rocks from his pocket. But then in the movie, he used sand, which I think is a better approximation. And then, of course, coming down to deck 1, we have Raya and Sisu. I found another duck. Mackenzie's going to be so upset that she missed it. All right, so I'm back in the room with Mackenzie. She looking cute.
Thank you.
While I was out filming, I found another duck.
Oh my gosh. Where'd you find him?
On top of the deck 4 sign.
So they're doing like the tiny ducks, or maybe one person's like doing tiny ducks that we're just seeing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because they're like the tiny ones.
Mm-hmm.
Well, cool.
Old ducky.
What?
We got Potato Land.
How excited are you?
I'm so excited. It was after the butler, when they turned Mickey into a butler, so let's see if that's like the routine. What time is it?
It is 10:10.
Okay. Man, so there are so many people trying to get off the island right now. They're getting in line. That is pretty big bridge. Guess it's not like Lighthouse Point, right? Yeah.
And over there it says Punta Langosta. That's Lobster Point.
Lobster Point?
Yeah.
Is that it over there, the blue one?
Yeah, behind the orange boat.
Yeah.
guys, so we're going to talk about our scuba experience that we had in Mexico.
This was our excursion at Cozumel, which is a little island off the coast of Mexico. So as you can see, we are underwater. This was the Sea Trek excursion. We really enjoyed the experience, but there were some things that we weren't quite prepared for that we're going to go over. For the first part, the helmets are like 75 pounds, but because you're underwater, you only feel about a tenth of that, so that makes it about 7.5 pounds that you actually feel pressing down on your shoulders.
And you're going to feel it the next day.
You will feel it the next day. The other thing that people don't really tell you is how loud it is, because you are having air pumped into the helmet at all times, so it's pretty loud inside the helmet. That being said, it was also pretty easy to breathe, even though we were about 25 feet below the surface of the ocean.
Yes, if you want a comparison to the noise level, think of it as going in an actual plane. That's probably the best comparison I can give y'all for that. It really felt like your ears popped, or at least mine did.
Oh yeah, my ears popped as well. A couple times, actually.
You do feel that pressure.
You do. And one of the other cool things is that the air flow matters with how you're breathing. So if you hold your breath, or if you start trying to take deeper breaths, the airflow reacts to that, and you can actually feel the water going in and out of the helmet. Now, in this little clip, the divers that were watching us and supervising the dive, they were blowing bubble rings at us, and it was really cool. They were very professional about everything. You will also see us using various hand gestures. Anytime you see us connecting our thumb and index finger, that is us doing the "I'm okay" sign. Yeah.
Signal.
And then if you see us accidentally put our thumbs up and then switch to the "I'm okay" sign, that's because putting your thumb up means I need to go up.
Thumbs up was basically saying, look, something's not right with our equipment. We need to go up to the surface. I actually, you'll see me a couple of times put a thumbs up, and I'm like, wait, nope, that's not it. So, but
you have to think differently, and you can't really communicate with each other while you're underwater, because you can hear yourself talk within the helmet, but nobody outside the helmet can hear you speak.
Yeah, it actually is kind of funny. In some of this audio, you can actually hear me laugh in the camera, but Andrew for sure could not hear me like laughing in my own helmet.
And I think that's just because the laughter extends into your torso and then out into the water. But for vocalizations that come from the throat and everything where that's in the helmet, it's just not gonna go as far.
There's the pufferfish. I'm sorry, I love this clip.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So this is the main guy. He got this pufferfish from behind some rocks and just brought him around. I say him, I don't know if it is a he or not, but it's a really cute little pufferfish. Those little pufferfish are really, they're just so adorable. I don't know what it is about them.
Yeah, you'll see some of these scuba divers interact with us a lot too. They are there to help us, in case if something does go wrong, you are to communicate with them in case your equipment just doesn't feel right, just something like of that nature. But also, you'll see in a clip later, they were having some fun, like giving us some dancing lessons or just giving us a quick tour of what is around our area. It's a really fun experience if you're willing to try it. Would you ever do this experience again?
Oh, totally. And one of the things that you don't really see very well in this, just because of the angles that we got while we were underwater, we were filming this on a GoPro, but one of the things that's out there in this little underwater area that we were in is it's a wreckage of an airplane, and there was also I think 2 boats that were pretty close to where we were. And so we were looking at all of that as we were walking around. And another thing that you may have noticed in some of these scenes is that there is a rope. There's like some posts that are embedded into the seafloor and a rope in between them. And so we were walking along the bottom in swim shoes that were provided to us, and then we were just walking along with our hands on the rope and just enjoying the scenery around us and all of the fishy friends. And as you can see here, he's dancing and we're dancing and there's a bunch of dancing.
Yes, that was the big thing actually with this excursion is whenever you're put down on the seafloor like that, you are weighted down with that helmet on the seafloor. You can't really walk very well. I had so much trouble like tripping over my own feet. They do give you like some shoes to wear, not like it's not flippers.
No, they're swim shoes.
They're swim shoes.
Yeah.
And then of course the helmet itself. But it was incredibly hard to walk around, so I was so grateful for that rope. I will say though also I did get rope burn after this excursion, so just be careful not to really scrape your skin too much around that rope because it's seen better days.
It was a little slimy in places from the algae, and in other places it wasn't, just from use, because it was like a more difficult area. Another thing I will say about walking, they instructed us when you're using those helmets, you can't look down. Because if you bend over, then the water shifts within the helmet and the pressurization will cause the water to come into the helmet a little bit more. And it's at some point you'll either tip over or panic, and it's just not a good time. So when you're down there, you have to be very slow and methodical about it. That being said, I did trip a couple times, but I wouldn't say you're not just necessarily weighed down. You still have a little bit of buoyancy. I would say this is probably as close as I can imagine to what walking on the moon probably feels like, except with a guide rope.
They did say that this is something that astronauts like
they
feel,
do that as a training,
or something. They said something of that sort anyway. So, but this was a rather fun experience. But I would just say if you don't like loud noises, you don't like getting on an airplane and feeling that pressure, that popping sensation, this is probably not going to be for you.
And speaking of that, I remember them saying after doing this excursion, you are not allowed to fly for a couple hours afterwards. I think it was like 3 or 4 hours afterwards because of the bends, which is a syndrome where the pressure differentials can cause. So if you were to leave this and immediately go get on an airplane and fly, the pressure differentials could cause some dissolved gases in your blood to undissolve. And so then you just have gas bubbles in your blood, and that can be a real serious medical condition, and you can, I'm not going to say die, because you can die, but that's usually if you try and like do it too quickly, but it can be a real bad time.
Fun times with us, right?
Yes.
Let's talk about this clip, because I think this is your favorite clip.
Okay, so I'm going to take point on this just because I don't really talk that much on the channel, and also this is like 80% of doing this was like me.
This was all you.
Yeah.
This excursion was you.
This was my excursion. So they found these fish, and one of the divers has a bag you see he keeps going into on his belt that has some shellfish and other things in there. And so he was feeding the fish to get them attracted to us and to get them to not fear us. But then what he does here is he will go ahead and put some food on your hand, and then the fish come and eat it out of your hand. And that was one of the most amazing, surreal moments, because you can feel the vitality of the fish as they, sort of poke and peck at you, and they bite a little bit, but they don't bite hard because they're not going for your hand.
So there is the DisneyTreasure. And you can see some of the boats out. The water looks great. And then the flag is over there.
You got the Mexican flag, you got the DisneyCruiseLine flag.
We're going back to the DisneyTreasure because we are done with our excursion here in Mexico, and we're gonna go back and grab something to eat. Yeah? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah,
Dinner time. We went to 1923 for breakfast, and now we're going there for dinner. So
But first, we're gonna do another round of Guess the Carrot.
yes. Ooh, this is a big. Sorry about that. Oh, come this way. Okay. Sorry.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Man, so we're gonna do that super quick. And then I kind of want to do a video where I go all around 1923 and record all of the artwork that's in there. Like every little piece of artwork.
It's a lot.
And maybe
There's
have
so
that as a
much
separate
stuff.
video. But that's probably going to be a lot. Maybe too much for my SD card to handle. But we'll see what happens. So hello everybody.
Good
Good
evening.
evening. Very much almost good night for us. We are very tired. It's been a kind of a long day.
It's been a long day.
And we just got finished with dinner. We talked with our people for a while. So now, yeah. So now it is late, and we are tired,
It's about 10:45.
and we don't really have anything planned for tomorrow.
Sleep.
Not until the afternoon anyway. So
Ooh, monkey.
we got a monkey. Let's see
Tender
here.
information for Grand Cayman.
Okay. So anyway, yes, we were able to get our day done. I think it was a pretty good day. What do you think? All in all, it was a great day.
And with that being said, we are off.